Each year, as part of our faith formation programming, the Archdiocese requires us to provide the opportunity to share with your children, as well as you, the parents, important information regarding their safety. This year, we will present this information virtually. Let us begin in prayer. Jesus, thank you for being with us here today. Help all of us remember that we are precious gifts from God. Help guide our family talk today, and help us all to remember to listen well and be patient while others are talking. May our time today help to instill holiness in all of us, and may the seeds planted here continue to guide us throughout our lives. Amen. We will begin with a summary video, then return to guide you and your child through a discussion to expand on the vocabulary and important concepts presented. We will begin the video now.
Hi, I'm Heather McKenzie, and I want to remind you of something very important, and that is God created us all, and each of us are unique, different, and special. We're different colors, different heights, different shapes, beautifully different. But one thing's the same. God loves us all, and He wants us to be healthy, safe, and protected.
So today you will learn some things about your own body. You will learn that one way to keep yourself safe and protected is by having personal boundaries. You will also learn about personal safety rules and how to use these rules to protect yourself. Let's start by talking about personal boundaries. Each of us have different personal boundaries. Personal boundaries are like having an imaginary circle or bubble around you, and you get to decide who you allow into your personal space. It's important that you understand personal touching rules to keep your body safe. Remember,
no one has the right to cross your boundaries. No one has the right to cross your boundaries. No one has the right to cross your boundaries.
Perfect. You know what? Your whole body is private, including your mouth, your nose, your eyes, your ears, your hands, and your feet. Not just the parts of your body that are covered by a bathing suit, but your whole body. And because it's your body, and because it is private, no one, absolutely no one, has a right to touch you if it makes you feel uncomfortable, scared, or confused. After all, it's your body, right?
Right.
Right!
so let me tell you something else very important. When someone touches your body, it should be a safe touch. Safe touches are like a hug from mom or dad or your grandparents, a pat on the shoulder from a coach, and of course, a high five from a friend. But you know what? Sometimes a touch may not feel safe. It might feel uncomfortable, scary, or confusing. Nobody has the right to touch you anywhere on your body in a way that you don't want, or when you don't feel like it. Remember,
No one has the right to cross your boundaries.
even if you don't like someone touching your shoulder or giving you a hug, you have the right to ask or tell the person to stop.
Now, you'll also learn about safe and unsafe adults and children, and special safe adults. But you don't have to worry, most children and adults are safe. They won't hurt you or cross over your circle or your bubble boundary.
However, there are other people who are not safe and do unsafe things on purpose. They can even be a family member or a person you know really well. They may be kids who say they are your friends, but they may not be safe friends. At first, they may act like safe friends, but they really don't care about your safety or if you get hurt. There are also some adults we call special safe adults such as your doctor or nurse, who may need to see or touch your private body parts to keep you healthy. Your parent or guardian should be with you during this time. At other times, your parent or guardian may help you when you can't do certain things yourself, like wash your back, put a bandage on a cut, or remove a splinter.
Now, just like in every game you play, you have to follow rules. In this lesson, you'll learn and discuss some important rules. Rules for you to remember, because these rules will help keep you safe. These safety rules are really easy and important to help you know what to do if someone breaks them.
The safety rules are very much like the safety rules for crossing the street. First, you stop at the curb. Second, you look both ways. And third, you go on the green light and stop on the red light. You wouldn't run into the street without following the safety rules, would you? Of course not.
Now, if an adult or a child crosses that circle or bubble that is your boundary, like touching you or saying something that makes you feel uncomfortable, confused, or scared, even if you know that person really well, remember the safety rules and that you have every right to say,
No! No. No. Stop that. Leave me alone. You mean I can say no to an adult?
yes, you can say no even to an adult if they are breaking the safety rules.
And if someone tries to hurt you or makes you feel uncomfortable, scared, or confused, you should also get away as fast as you can. Then tell a safe adult what happened right away. It's okay to be loud and shout if you're trying to get away from a scary situation.
Go away!
It is also important to follow the safety rules when you're using your cell phone, iPad, or if you're playing online games or watching videos. What you got?
If you see something that makes you feel uncomfortable, scared, or confused, get away and tell your parent, guardian, teacher, or other safe adult right away. It's important that you understand the personal safety rules apply all the time, whether you're communicating in person or through an online interaction or activity. If something unsafe happens to you, remember, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything to cause it. It's the job of the adults in your life to keep you safe and protected.
It's never your fault. It's never your fault. It's never your fault.
There are many people in your life who love you and want to keep you safe. And you know what? It's possible you may never come across or be around an unsafe adult or child, and that's really good. But in case it does happen, your lesson leader is going to share with you more important information about ways to keep you and your beautiful, unique body that God has given you safe and protected.
Let's take a closer look at the important words and lessons in this video. Let's start with boundaries. What is a boundary? A boundary can be physical, like a fence, or a limit, like a rule. It can be invisible, like a comfort zone or our personal space. Boundaries are good. Boundaries define who we are and bring order to our lives. Boundaries determine how we allow others to treat us. Boundaries determine how we treat others. Boundaries are different depending on the relationship. Boundaries between best friends are different from boundaries between people who just met. Boundaries between children and parents are different from boundaries between children and teachers. What are some of the boundaries we have with technology? To create a strong boundary, rules help. Let's take a moment to have a family discussion. Use the next slide to briefly discuss some family rules and why we have them. Hit pause now, and after your discussion, hit play when you are ready to begin again. I am sure you came up with some great examples of boundaries. They are limits placed on us by our own instincts and by the rules established by others in our homes, our schools, and our society. When someone crosses a personal boundary line, boundaries are violated. We may feel angry or upset when, for example, someone uses your things. My sister won't stay out of my stuff. But one basic boundary we all have is our skin. When our skin is scratched or cut, our physical boundary is violated, and we become vulnerable to infection and scars. In the same way, violation of our emotional boundaries leaves us vulnerable to other types of harm and other types of scars. Examples of this may be someone punching, hitting, or scratching you. Someone taunting or teasing you by saying mean things about you. A person you don't feel comfortable with wants to give you a hug. The babysitter comes to the bathroom and offers to help you towel dry after a shower or a bath. A family friend always stares at you when they come for a visit. You may recognize those right away as actions that cross your boundary, but it's also important to know about a few other warning signs. Someone is crossing your boundaries and is an unsafe person when they allow you to do things your parents would not allow, when they give you gifts without permission or without your parents' knowledge, or when they ask or tell you to keep secrets from your parents or guardians. When a person allows you to break rules you are to follow or gives you gifts they want you to keep secret, they are trying to make you trust them, but they are being a false friend. They are hoping to sneak through your boundaries. We can protect ourselves when someone violates our boundaries. Whenever you feel that someone has crossed your boundaries, it is important to speak up and let the person know that you want them to stop what they are doing. Get away from that person and tell a safe adult what happened right away, even if you were told not to tell. Strengthening our boundaries and taking action to stop someone who is crossing our boundaries protects us and maybe others from other people's dangerous and harmful actions. Most people will respect our boundaries if we explain them clearly. However, some people will push the limits of our boundaries, violate them, and then expect us to go along or at least not to tell on them. With these people, we must actively defend our boundaries. We need to recognize that these people are unsafe, and we should tell a trusted adult. So when do you tell? You can say no and tell whenever you feel uncomfortable or confused by how another person is acting, or when you are asked or encouraged to do something you know is wrong, even if that person is a friend or someone you love and trust. And if someone touches your private parts, those that are covered by a bathing suit, it is very important to tell an adult you trust. When others do not listen to you when you tell them that they don't like how they are treating you, or if they are too close or touch you when you don't want to be touched, it is important to tell a trusted adult. Knowing what to do when someone intrudes upon their boundaries or violates the touching rules can be the difference between staying safe or getting hurt. Remember, everyone has the right to say no. You may remember no, go, tell from last year. Let's talk about the telling part. Sometimes telling someone is hard to do. You might think, I don't want to get anyone in trouble. Telling a safe adult about someone's inappropriate behavior does not get the person into trouble. The person's own inappropriate behavior is what gets them in trouble. You might think, I think I can deal with this myself. If you go and that person doesn't bother you anymore, you still need to tell. It may help someone else. Even if you can deal with the way the situation affected you, telling a safe adult means that that unsafe person has to deal with his or her inappropriate behavior. And perhaps by revealing an incident, you'll be helping to protect someone else from harm. You might think, I don't want to upset my parents and teachers. The people who love you will always be upset when bad things happen. It's not your job to protect the adults in your life from being upset. They're not upset at you. They're upset because they love you and someone did something to harm you. I'm not sure exactly what happened, you might think. Even if you don't know for sure what happened, it is important to tell an adult you trust. The person asked me to tell, and I don't want to be the one to say anything. Well, this is now a good time to talk about secrets. A trusted adult will never ask you to keep a secret. A secret is something that is hidden from others and that is only known to one or a few people. And a secret is something that is intended to never be told to anyone else. That's not a good thing. Knowing that secrets are bad and are an important part of our safety plan, remember, it's not okay to keep secrets. When someone asks you to keep a secret, it can make you feel sad and scared, uncomfortable, or yucky. But sometimes a secret may make you feel special because you might like the person who is asking you to keep a secret. That is the wrong way to think because it's wrong for an adult or another child to ask you to keep a secret about your safety, especially unsafe touches, because that's a way for people to get hurt. If someone asks you to keep a secret about something unsafe, you have to tell a safe adult, even if that person told you not to. Sometimes people will try and scare you into making a promise about keeping secrets. The person might say that you'll get into trouble if you tell, or they might threaten you or say they'll hurt someone or something you care about, like a pet. If this happens, it is really important you talk to your safe adult. Sometimes this is scary, but telling a safe adult is the right thing to do. It's okay to talk about the secret with one of your safe adults, even if you promise not to tell. You can always talk to your safe adults. We've talked a lot about safe adults. Everyone should think of safe adults that they can go to when they feel worried, upset, or have been touched in an inappropriate way. We're going to have you pause in a minute and talk about a few people you and your parents feel are trusted adults. We want you to consider the following in your talk. Are these people who have proven themselves trustworthy in the past? People respected and trusted to behave honorably by your family. People who listen to you and treat you with respect. People who respect your wishes and your parents' rules. People who you know have your best interests at heart. The best choice would be to tell someone who matches all of these points. Hit pause now, and after your discussion, hit play when you are ready to begin again. Remember, trusted adults will help you. They will believe you, and they will make sure you know that whatever happened, it is not your fault. Everything and everyone we have talked about are in what we call the real world. But all of us, especially this past year, have been using technology even more than we have had in the past. It is important to remember that all of the boundary rules and the no-go tell apply to the virtual world as well. It is helpful to remember to be smart. S for stay safe. Don't give out your personal information to people or places you don't know. M, don't meet up. Meeting someone you have only been in touch with online can be dangerous. Always check with an adult you trust. A, accepting files. Accepting emails, files, pictures, or texts from people you don't know can cause problems. R, reliable. Check information before you believe it. Is the person or website telling the truth? And finally, T, tell someone. Tell an adult if someone or something makes you feel weird or uncomfortable. We encourage everyone to take some time to review your family's internet safety rules. We thank you for sharing this time with us so that we can all keep each other safe and healthy. Remember that as we journey through life, our trusted friends and family are there to help us. But God is with us as well, each step in our journey. Every time you leave home and go out together or alone, God is with us. He has also given each of us a guardian angel to be with us and guide us along the way. So as we close today, let us finish with a prayer to our guardian angel. Angel of God, my guardian dear, to whom God's love commits me here, ever this day be at my side, to light and guard, to rule and guide. Amen. Thank you for sharing your time with us today.